मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहं बुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहं न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च श्रोत्रजिह्वे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् मनः बुद्धिः अहंकारः चित्तम na aham. I am not any of these, and I have seen in great detail why the I is not any one of these things. Because as soon as I define myself as any one of these things, I suffer from smallness, from a sense of bondage, from a sense of limitation. This is the problem with this. So therefore, I am none of these. And besides, we saw that there are certain parameters which completely distinguish me from any of these things being mentioned in this verse and in the list of other verses also. And so, what are the differences? One is the difference between the cognizer and the cognized. Everything that we are talking about is an object of this cognition, which is finite, and I am infinite. We'll come to that in the last line. And then, so one is cognizer, one is cognized, revealer, revealed have nothing to do with one another. And the second point, that which is the revealer is self-conscious, self-effulgent I, and that which is revealed is inert. It's not conscious, it is not sentient, it is inert. Then the I is invariable, the Atma according to the Shastra, the teaching is invariable, changeless, limitless, whereas that which is cognized is variable, changing and limited. For these reasons, the Atma, the mind is not I, the senses are not I, nothing is I, we have seen so far. And then we also talked about the sense organs. What are the sense organs? Nacha shrotra jihve. Shrotra, ears. Ears are not I, but there is abhimana, identification, not without a sense of pride. Oh, I can diagnose this melody very well. I know what raga this is. Because I have perfect hearing, I have perfect vision. And then if I go by the kitchen, my sense of smell is so strong, I can tell if samosas are being made. I can tell before anybody else. So, with regard to the sense organs, shrotra, jihva, taste, hearing, ghrana, netre. Ghrana is smell, netra is the eyes. And then the sense of touch is not mentioned, but that also is there. It's included. And then it's not just enough to say, I am not these sense organs, but we also go to the source of where the mind, the buddhi and the sense organs have come from. And the building blocks of everything in this jagat, in this whole vast universe, is the five element. This is the five elemental model that is presented in sacred texts like the Tattva Bodha and of course the Taittiriya Upanishad. This is the five elemental model. Tasmad va etasmad atmana akasha sambhutah. From this I has come akasha, space. What? Okay, don't worry, just listen. So, agre spashtam bhavet, it will become clear soon, very soon. So then, out of space came air, out of air came fire, out of fire came water, out of water came earth. So we see there is a certain kind of a gradation from the subtlest of the elements. Space is very subtle because where is it located? We don't know. Everywhere. And in fact, we can't say where is space located because everything is located in space. Space only corresponds to and can be objectified by one sense organ, sound. It corresponds to sound. Space is connected with ears because ears cognize sound. And then we come one more down, air, Vayu. Vayu is little grosser than space because it is available for objectification by two sense organs. What are they? Hearing, whoosh, 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 we hear. And then what else? Touch. Go like this, you touch, you feel the cool touch of the air. Then from air, fire. So again, those two sense organs, in ears, we can see that fire can be touched, even though it's not advised to do so. Then it can be heard, that crackling sound is there, and then it has its own sense organ, which is specific to its objectification, sight. And then from fire, water, the distinctive sense organ that can cognize water is taste, is the sense of taste. Then finally, earth, which is distinctively understood by the sense of smell. Like when it rains after a long time, that wonderful earthy smell, that is connected with the earth. Gandhavati Prithivi, the earth is the fragrant one. She is called the fragrant one. So like this, you see there is synergy and a connection between the individual organs, sense organs, the organs of action, the mind, etc., to the five elements. In fact, the sattvic portion of the five elements constitute the mind and the sense organs. This is how we are connected. And this is all, there is a relative oneness. Even when we look at it like this, there is an interconnection and interdependence in the whole Jagat. And so that I, this jaded, faded individual who is feeling alienated, is not alienated at all. In 1 second, when we see the connection between the Vayu outside, and then I take a deep breath in, what happened to the Vayu? It has now become my prana. There is a connection. And when I exhale, it is Vayu again. And so this is so this five elemental model is very important because it shows the connection between the micro and macro. The micro individual with the sense organs, the mind, etc., is all the building blocks for this body, mind, sense complex has come from the five elements, from the sattvic aspects of the five elements, from the rajasic aspects of the five elements has come the organs of actions. And like this, we have a whole model so that you can never feel, studying this model, even if we don't understand Vedanta fully, studying this model immediately banishes any sense of loneliness, any sense of I'm out there all by myself. There is no myself here. Everything is connected. And whatever we put in the environment comes back to the lungs. In terms of air pollution, whatever we put in the water comes back to haunt us in the form of digestive problems and other toxins. And so therefore there is a connection to the environment. It's all very sacred. And this sense of interbeing is worshipful and respectful. So therefore the third line says, the nacha vyoma bhumihi. I'm not the five elements. Otherwise, there is no need to deny I'm the five elements. Nobody says I'm space. Okay? Yeah, you may say I'm spaced out. That's a different thing. That's a different thing slightly. But nobody says I am space, I am water, I am fire. There is no mix-up there. But yet, even though there is no mix-up, there is an interconnection. And that's why the negation is there to say, I'm neither the five sense organs nor the source of those sense organs. And then what shall we conclude? Therefore, I am zero. Yes? Yeah. If that is the conclusion, then we will have to go to a Buddhist ashram. We can no longer stay here. If that indeed is the conclusion, we'll have to migrate. Because we immediately come to a big block. When I say the truth of this Jagat, this universe is nothing. I am nothing. Who is saying I am nothing? Huh? Me the great? I am the one who is saying I am nothing. Correct? So when I am saying I am nothing, then I am denying myself. How can the negator of everything be subject to negation? Who is this negator? The one who says, Mano buddhi ahankara chittani na aham, na aham, na aham. So the one who says na aham, is the na is variable, aham, I, invariable. The invariable I is saying, I am not any of these variable things. So therefore, the negator cannot be negated. There is no self-negation, there is no self-abnegation in Vedanta Shastra, because you, the self-conscious being, is the truth of the entire universe, is the hero of the story. It's all about me, me, me. Vedanta is, that's why it is so loved. It's all about me. Yes. It just focuses on me, the conscious individual. It's about it. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I have to only focus on me. And that's really what everybody wants to do, secretly or otherwise. Yes. The selfless service and all comes later in order to prepare the mind to reveal this me. But really, ultimately, it's all about me. Oh, but isn't that selfish? No, because the self that is revealed through the study of Vedanta is the self of all. It's the self that is called Ishvara, God. So if it is the self of all, it is not selfish at all. The pursuit is not selfish, the conclusion is not selfish, but it's just fun to say, yes, it's all about me. And this is what I want. This is what I want to know. If Vedanta was just like talking about something I did not understand, then nobody would come. Nobody would be interested. But since it is talking about me, a subject matter that is dear to myself and a subject matter that I don't know much about, I know a lot of things, but they all appear to be wrong. I am unloved, wrong. I am an idiot, definitely wrong. Why am I an idiot? Because that's what everybody called me when I was small. So I must be an idiot. Wrong. Thankfully wrong. I am finite. Wrong. I am full of complexes. A very complex issue, but still wrong. Totally wrong. Any conclusion that I have come about myself is wrong. And these wrong conclusions have to be dismissed, and I am the most eager to dismiss them. That is why Vedanta Shastra becomes very dear, because it does not negate my presence. It does not erase my presence. It cannot erase my presence. For this jiva who feels invisible and erased all the life, this is one Shastra, this is one body of knowledge which is affirmative in nature. Aham ahamti sakshat sakshi rupena bhasate. When all the not I is delineated through viveka, through discrimination, through discernment, when the not I is pushed aside, suspended, then the I shines. The I shines as upalabdhi swarupa, nitya upalabdhi swarupa. That which is ever present and ever available. Is there a time you are not present? Yeah, I didn't pay attention yesterday in class. I was not present. But you were present. What do you mean I was present? Because you were present enough to say that I notice and observe my absence and my distraction. You are the one that was present enough to observe your absence, your momentary absence. This is not an ordinary thing. This is a huge thing. So therefore, it is not a self that can be denied. The same Taittiriya Upanishad, which says the I is the author of the I as Ishvara, as Brahman is the author of the five elements, everything starting with the five elements, also says that the one who denies this Brahman is engaging in a very bad form of self-negation. Asanneva sabhavati asad brahmeti veda chet. Chet veda, if one knows wrongly, as what? Asad Brahma. This Brahman is non-existent. Where? Because I don't see Brahman, not locally available, not anywhere. No Brahman. So when I say there is no Brahman, the Taittiriya Upanishad says that means you yourself become non-existent. Asadeva saha bhavati. The denier of Brahman becomes non-existent, so to speak, because it is an attempt at self-denial. But when one recognizes Brahman as the truth of oneself, one is a saint. Santame enam tato viduhu iti. Asti brahma ched veda. If I know Brahman as asti, asti means is. And then that asti, through the study, is converted into asmi. Aham brahma asmi. What's the difference between asti and asmi? Asti, third person, is. Singular. Asmi, am, first person. When the third person is converted to the first person, then you become one with Bhagavan, you are a saint. This is how in the Vedic tradition one is told to discover the saintliness which is already present. You don't become a saint. You uncover and dismiss the non-saintly aspects that are there. And then the saint shines. We don't need some organization or an entity to just give a stamped certificate. So and so is a saint. We don't need Vatican. We don't need anything. We don't need anybody. One grows into a saint, and it's a mandatory growth for everybody who follows this tradition. Everybody who has a little bit of Shraddha, receptivity, devotion, reverence for this tradition. It is a mandatory emotional growth process into understanding my own saintliness, into discovering that. It's such a beautiful tradition, really. And that is what the last line, Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham, talks about here. So first, it denies all the finite things that I am, because I cannot be all these things for the reasons that we have seen. I am the changeless Atman that is observing all the changes. And what is this, the nature of this changeless Atman? Here, Chidananda. We can add Satchidananda, we can add Sat as well, but here it doesn't fit the meter. So the Chit is Sat, Sat is Chit. So the author just puts Chidananda Rupaha. Rupaha, Swarupaha. Swarupaha means my real nature. My real nature, about which I am deluded, is what? Is the nature of Chit, which is Ananda. What is this Chit? Chit means literally knowledge. Don't confuse with Chittam, Chittani in the second line or the first line. That is emotions and memory. That is what Chittam is. But here it is not Chittam, it is Chit. Chit. And so this Takaranta Shabda, Chittam, yes, Chit means knowledge. But as soon as I say the word knowledge, it obscures more than it reveals. Because what is this knowledge? Knowledge of what? If you recall your 4th grade grammar, knowledge, the word to know, the verb to know is a transitive verb. Is it not? Yeah, people are looking very blank. This is too early in the morning for a English grammar lesson. Bear with me, it will be worth it. Certain verbs in the English language, even in the Sanskrit language, are transitive verbs. Transitive verbs are those which beg the question, what? I know, I know. Then immediately what will you ask me? What do you know? I ate. What did you eat? And then compare with certain other verbs like intransitive verbs. I sit. Can I ask, what do you sit? No, you can say, I can ask, what do you sit on? But here, that's not what he's talking about. There is no preposition involved here. I stand. You can't say, what do you stand? Those are intransitive verbs which do not, which which do not, the easiest way to diagnose these is by asking the question, what, at the end. I know. I know means what? I know what? What do I know? So knowledge means, are we talking about the object of knowledge? I know flower. I know this flower. We can just imagine, this is Vedanta. I'm holding a flower. You can have your own Ishta flower in your head. I know this flower. You can say. So when I say I know this flower, then the flower becomes an object of knowledge. Is Chit referring to the object of knowledge when I say Chit? I am Chit. Chit is equal to knowledge. So when I say knowledge, are we talking of the object of knowledge? Or are we talking of me, the knower? So supposing I have a flower in my hand, knower, object of knowledge. I cognition, this cognition, same thing. You see the thing here. So what is knowledge? Is it referring to the knower? Is it referring to the object of knowledge? Or is it referring to the means of knowledge? Pramana, the eyes, which connect the knower to the object of knowledge. What is this knowledge? Which one will the real knowledge please stand up? Is it the knower? Is it the known? Is it something in between, that which bridges the knower and the known? Well, it is all three, but it is not any one of them. This is Chit. This is how we transcend the time-space subject-object continuum. You see what is happening in the fourth line. In the beginning, there was all this separation, not me, not me, not me. And then there is this world group hug, embracing everything as me. Done in the most ingenious of ways. Yes, there is a little hair splitting, but it is worth it. It is definitely worth it. Because if I say I'm the object of knowledge, then what am I? Finite. If I say I'm the knower, then that excludes me from being the known. If I say I'm the means of knowledge, I'm the eyes because of which I look at the flower. I spy with my little eyes a flower. So that means what? I am the sense organs. But that was already denied. I am not the sense organs. Nachagrana netre, I am not the eyes. Why? Because if I am the eyes, if I am the sense organs, I am neither the knower nor the known. Each one cancels out the other, and then I am sitting here with a certain sense of the unbearable burden of finitude, already feeling limited. So therefore, Chit is knowledge that transcends the knower-known divide. How does it transcend the knower-known divide? By understanding that which is the knower, that which is the known, that which is the means of knowledge that connects the knower and the known is free of this divide. How is it free of this divide? Because it is unnamed, unformed consciousness which as though morphs into a knower, as though morphs into known without any time lapse. Very interesting. There is no time here. Time is yet to come. Space is yet to come. Space is also an object of consciousness. Time is an object of consciousness. And so this consciousness, Chit, is neither the knower nor the known nor that which connects the two. It is none of those. It cannot be any one of them, because it is that because of which the knower comes to light, that which shines the light on the knower, that which shines the light on the known, that which shines on the light on the connection in between. That light is the light of consciousness that reveals everything without being any one thing. In order to be the revealing knowledge, it cannot be any one thing. If it is only the knower, then the finitude, the sense of limitation, cannot go from centered on this I. If it is only the known, then there is the subject-object divide will be here to stay. If it is only the means of knowing, like the eyes, ears, etc., again we have the problem of changeability, aging, coming to be and coming to an end. All these problems are there. So therefore, that we call Chit has to be knowledge which is like an ocean. And if we can visualize the ocean, we see that it is, from the standpoint of the naked eye, limitless. We can't see the shore on the other side. Limitless. And inside this ocean, let's say there is a big wave. Nowhere. Another wave, object of knowledge known. One more wave, that which bridges the subject and object. All waves arise from the ocean, are dependent upon the ocean, resolve into the ocean. Every wave is nothing but the ocean. But is the ocean a wave? No. It was worth waiting for the answer. Wave is ocean. Ocean is not the wave. Ocean is not the wave. Wave is definitely ocean. If I want to touch the ocean, all I have to do is touch a wave. I have touched the ocean. But from the standpoint of ocean, ocean is not wave. This is how it's a selective negation. If it's a selective negation, then you get this understanding of the infinitude of the Atman, the I, because it is a selective negation. What do you mean by a selective negation? Go to a very interesting story. The story of a famous actor. A famous actor who has to play a role of a begging person in the next, what is that called, play or movie. So then, what does he do? They say, okay, this is take number 1, come on, do it. The clapper person comes and claps, and then you have to start your lines. And the actor is very good, highly paid actor in Hollywood, or if you like Bollywood or Sandalwood or whichever wood, doesn't matter. So then, very, very famous actor. And what does the actor say? Actor cries, even without glycerine in the eyes, the actor cries. Oh, I have not had anything to eat for 3 days. Meanwhile, he's suppressing a burp because he overate at breakfast. Okay, go down, not now. And he's crying, so convincing. He cries, he says, please put something in my bowl, I'll go hungry, I will die, I haven't eaten in 28 days. He's very convincing. And then what? Then we find that even though he's crying effortlessly and he's begging, there is a space between the role and the actor. There is a space, a very important space. A tiny space. What kind of a space? A cognitive space. How is it expressed? It is expressed in the actor's thought, oh, I think I have an Oscar in the bag. I think I got it this time. I have been nominated 3-4 times, did not get it. This time I think it's in the bag. Meaning what? I'm doing the role so well. Meaning what? I'm not the role. There is a difference. And then, of course, he knows. He's not a beggar at all. He knows when the shooting finishes, the film is wrapped up. They say, okay, let's call it a wrap. He knows he can just take off all the dirty, tattered clothes. He can take off his makeup. Go to his house in, where? Beverly Hills, yes. Go to his house there. And then he's got a nice, what is that called, to sit under? Gazebo. He's got a gazebo like a nice umbrella to sit under. And he has one drink which has its own umbrella. I have never understood that. Yeah. And he knows he can just sit and enjoy that. Beggar gone, forgotten. And in fact, while he's doing the role, the bank account is increasing, not decreasing. No, because he's going to be paid for the movie. He's going to be paid for every minute he appears on the screen, not just for the whole movie. He's a highly paid actor. And so you see, from the standpoint of the beggar is completely dependent on the actor. The body of the beggar is the body of the actor, yes or no? Yes. The mind of the beggar is the mind of the actor, yes or no? Yes. In fact, the whole beggar is nothing but the actor. But is the actor the beggar? No. This is the inner space. This is what is meant by Chidananda Rupaha Aham. Chidananda Rupaha. I am in the form of this Chit, that consciousness which is everything but not any one thing. It cannot be, if it has to be everything, it cannot be any one thing. That is, it is very logical to see that. So all the things we have said, I am not the mind, I am not the sense organs, I am not the intellect, I am not my memory, I am not my emotions. What is Chit? Chit is all of them. You see, first we separate and then we are now into a big group hug. This is what it is. Chit is all of them, but Chit cannot be any one of them. So each thing is denied as the truth of me. And what is the truth of me? The truth of me transcends the subject-object divide, the cognized divide. In fact, there is no divide at all. All that is there is one consciousness which exists right now in the form of the object, which also exists right now in the form of the subject. How can the same thing be subject and object? How is this possible? Because the truth of I is neither subject nor object. Subject is a superimposed, as it were, reality on that consciousness which is free of all superimpositions. Object is another transposed, superimposed, as though reality on that consciousness which is free of object, being object. Neither the subject nor the object am I, but then when I say this, I have to be very clear. I am not opposed to the subject, I am not opposed to the object. Object, just a wave in the oceanic consciousness. Subject, which is me, a wave, the cognizer, a wave in the oceanic consciousness. Cognizer, Sakshi, is a status, it is relational. Can I call myself an observer when there is nothing to observe? No. In sleep, I am not the observer. There is no Sakshita, there is nothing to observe. In sleep, there is nothing to observe. And so, therefore, what happens to the role of the cognizer? The role of the cognizer resolves into that oceanic consciousness when there is nothing to observe. Observer-observed divide is no longer there because that also is belonging to, sustained by, and manifested by this consciousness, but this consciousness is free of being observer, being observed, because it is everything without being one thing. Just like the actor, free of being beggar in one role, free of being the villain in role number 2, free of being the person, the hero in film number 3. Who is the hero? Actor. Who is the beggar? Actor. Who is the villain? Actor. Actor is not villain. He happens to be a very good person, let us say. He is not the villain. Villain non-separate from actor, film number 1. With the beggar not separate from actor, film number 2. And what is film number 3? Now, what is the third one? The hero, non-separate from the actor. But the actor is neither hero nor villain nor anything nor beggar. This is what we have to understand. This is Chidananda. This Chidananda means it's all knowledge. In fact, everything in the universe. If I say tree, what is tree? The tree that is outside here, which we can see. Tree is, when I say tree sat, tree is. What I am saying is tree knowledge is. Tree is nothing other than knowledge plus name and form. The name and form is also intelligently put together, which signifies knowledge. Tree is non-separate from tree knowledge is. Tree is, tree sat, tree knowledge is, tree chit. Excuse me. So this Sat-Chit everywhere. It's all knowledge. And that knowledge shines in the trunk, in the bark. Why is the bark like this? Oh, so that it has a certain function. Why are the leaves like this? So that it doesn't get waterlogged. In rainy places, the leaves are big and then they are downward sloping so that they don't kill the tree. Why does this tree shed? Because it comes from a place where it snows. The leaves cannot carry the burden. You see, it's all knowledge. It's an intelligent creation. It's a totally intelligent creation which is nothing but knowledge. Wherever you see the intelligence belonging to Bhagavan, belonging to the source, the one who has created this entire Jagat. You see this intelligence manifest in all the names and forms, non-separate from all the names and forms. Flower is, flower knowledge is. And that knowledge which is in the form of flower is infinite knowledge. My teacher always used to say, every knowledge is up to the next question. What is this? Rose. What is this? Oh, that is hibiscus. Now, why is the rose petals like this and the hibiscus petals like that? If we ask a botanist, they may be able to offer. Oh, because it should not get torn by the winds. That's why it is closed like this. And the hibiscus is open like this. We can come up with some reasons. Then you ask one more question. Why is this color and why is that color? I don't know. I don't know. Or you don't even say I don't know, you simply shrug. I don't know and I don't care. That's what it means. You simply shrug. I don't know. How many I don't knows are there compared to I know? The I don't knows outnumber the I know. That is why all the branches of knowledge, sciences, arts, everything are busy. They are busy keeping on discovering. It's an endless discovery. Because Bhagavan is Ananta, endless. Bhagavan's knowledge is this universe along with a name and form that is intelligently put together. And so whatever I observe is what? Chit, which is Ananta, Ananda. I observe the endless Chit in the form of the tree. This Satchidananda sways in the form of a tree. The same Satchidananda swims in the form of a fish. The same Satchidananda flows like the river. The same Satchidananda roars like the majestic ocean. The same Satchidananda walks in all the four-legged, two-legged beings. The same Satchidananda flies. Is it a plane? Is it Superman? Is it a bird? Same Satchidananda flies. And in the human being, what does Satchidananda do? Complains. Same Satchidananda sits and complains. Ayo, why me? Why is this happening to me? This is what it is. Same Satchidananda. In motion. Satchidananda in motion. Satchidananda as stillness, unopposed to motion. Satchidananda walking, Satchidananda talking, Satchidananda flying, Satchidananda sitting still in the form of a rock, Satchidananda finally complaining in the form of the jaded, faded Jiva. It's all Chidananda. This vast Ananda means limitless. Why don't I translate Ananda as happiness? Because the happiness that I know is elusive. Here now, gone right now. Sometimes that's what happens. Yay, I'm so happy. Ow, I got a catch right here. This is what happens. It is when I say happiness, the common understanding of happiness is short lived. That's why the word Ananda is used so that the Upanishad can speak to me. Because this Ananda is what I really want. But we have to convert it to Ananta, endless. That which never comes to an end is the source of happiness. Because whenever I'm happy, what I want is for never to come to an end. But unfortunately, the time of the satsang is the end. We will see more in the evening. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadagya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Yeah, please ignore the style of chanting because the Shukla Yajurveda is followed here, and our lineage follows Krishna Yajurveda, so there is a slight difference in Sahana Vavatu and the Purnamadaha mantra. Equally efficacious. Okay.